Hey, it's Thomas here, and today we're going to be getting up close and personal with Octo's VarioS line of calcium reactors. Big box. Calcium reactors have been around for decades, but they're making a huge comeback now that more reefers are realizing just how simple they actually are to set up and use the easy way by pegging the pH and using a continuous duty dosing pump, and how little maintenance they require compared to traditional dosing methods for the major three elements. Depending on the size and demand of your reef tank, a calcium reactor, while being more spendy up front, can also work out to be as or even more affordable long term than traditional dosing methods. One of the most important components is going to be the reactor itself, which I know is probably pretty obvious, but I'm saying it anyways. A solid reactor with lots of volume and a large opening, not only to get media in and out of easily, but also your hand or a sponge when it comes time for that yearly cleanup, is going to make life a lot easier. A reliable circulation pump that will last the test of time, and easy to use standard fittings and tubing are also a must for making sure it'll be a pleasure to work with year after year. Octo held nothing back with their VarioS lineup of calcium reactors, solid acrylic and PVC construction with a reverse or upflow design for recirculating water and CO2, standard 1/4-inch John Guest push fittings all around, including the inline valves, big easy to see PVC bubble counter, PVC unions for easy assembly and disassembly, a very nice probe port, big easy to turn lids without any thumb screws, and of course an efficient, quiet, controllable, and reliable VarioS circulation pump. Yep, they got a lot going for them, and that is probably why the Octo VarioS calcium reactor was the one chosen to fill the mighty role of providing the BRS160 with alk and calcium-rich effluent. So let's get this one out of the box and take a closer look. This very big box, which I'd much rather just have the reactor on the table, because then at least it'll be sitting like upright instead of like, let's just do this. In the box, you'll find the reactor itself with coarse foam pads and separator, pre-glued plumbing with unions, the VarioS pump and accessories in a box, a pair of inline John Guest push connect ball valves, as well as an inline check valve already attached to tubing, as well as suction cups, the threaded probe port, and some O-rings. The Octo VarioS calcium reactors are available in 3 models: the CR140, the CR200, and the CR220. They have 5.5-inch, 8-inch, and 9-inch cylinders respectively, and they're rated for tanks between 125 to 250 gallons, 200 to 400 gallons, and 300 to 500 gallons, depending on your livestock demands. The CR140 holds up to 1 gallon of calcium reactor media, the CR200 holds up to 2 gallons, and the CR220 holds up to 2.5 gallons. The CR140 has a VarioS 2 pump, the CR200 has a VarioS 4, and the CR220 has a VarioS 6. Putting the reactor itself together is very easy, and the instructions have several diagrams so you won't get lost. Personally, I'd set aside the tubing and other fittings and save that step for when you're ready to set up the reactor on the tank, but I'm going to throw them onto this reactor now to show you what it looks like. The overall build quality is really nice, and the reactor just feels super sturdy. Between the thick acrylic body and base, the thick threaded PVC lid, and the PVC plumbing, it is rock solid. The John Guest push fittings and standard 1/4-inch RODI tubing adds that little bit extra that makes these reactors a breeze to work with. Even the pH probe port is one of, if not the most rugged I have ever seen, and even includes a plug for anyone not intending to use it. Which, of course, is just crazy talk, because why wouldn't you use it? I'm gonna use it, you would use it, everyone's gonna use it. That's why it's there. The VarioS pump is a fantastic upgrade to these reactors, being more efficient, quieter, and adding another point of control. The controller allows for all the same functionality as the standard VarioS pumps, including 5 levels of speed control for dialing in the recirculation speed of the reactor, 15-minute and 60-minute feed modes for performing maintenance inside the reactor, float switch compatibility, and 0 to 10 volt control through an external controller like an Apex, Profilux, or Hydros. Plus, it is one of the most reliable DC pumps out there, as you've probably seen in our top DC pumps of the year video. Once it's assembled, to fill the reactor, you simply unscrew the lid, remove the separator and top foam pad, and then add in your media of choice a handful at a time, or even by carefully dumping it in. I personally like to rinse my reactor media in RODI prior to use to remove any dust, but many media options will say no rinsing is required. Once it's full according to the maximum capacity rating, place the foam pad on top, then the separator, and screw the lid back on. If this is your first rodeo with the calcium reactor, there are a few more components you're going to want to pick up so you can get this thing running in easy mode. First off, you'll need a CO2 tank between 5 pounds and 10 pounds if you want it to fit in your stand while still having enough volume to last for months, a reliable CO2 regulator, as well as a solenoid valve. The carbon doser I have here makes dialing in that precise bubble count easy as pie, a pH controller, or a spare pH probe for your existing external aquarium controller so you can peg the pH inside of the reactor for a consistent effluent DKH, a continuous duty dosing pump like the Camor FXSTP to make dialing in the dose to your tank a super simple process that is ultra consistent, and of course a high quality, preferably phosphate-free reactor media such as Triton Labs or KZ's offerings. Then you will be off to the races, enjoying the very hands-free and lovely world of dosing via a calcium reactor. If the Reef Octopus VarioS reactor matches your reefing mantra, you can go ahead and pick one up for yourself by clicking right here.